Hello, welcome back. Well, if the profusion of health and lifestyle and weight loss programs on commercial TV is any indication, people are really interested in improving their health. And we have Dr. Paul Rankin here this morning who shares that passion. Is that right, Paul?
I do, very much so.
And this goes back to a personal story for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, Ken, I had been overweight since I was 16. And in my late 40s decided to make some significant changes, lost 35 kilos in weight.
Wow.
And experienced the incredible difference that sort of change in lifestyle can make. My figures all improved, my cholesterol, my fasting plasma glucose, but it was the energy I had and the things I could do that I couldn't do before.
Wow, that's incredible. So what sort of strategies did you put into place? Some pineapple juice diet or something? Or
No, it was the very simple strategies.
Yeah.
It was a whole food, plant-based diet with some exercise.
Okay.
And it was a matter of being careful about what I ate, but making sure it was whole food and plant-based really helped.
Does this explain your passion for the complete health improvement program, CHIP? Because this is an area where you're working now and something that you strongly advocate for. You've even done your research, done a PhD in this area. Is that sort of related to your personal experience?
Yes, very much so, very much related to my personal experience. As I said, I experienced the benefits myself and was very keen to share these with other people.
So you went through the CHIP program yourself, did you? Or was it sort of similar lifestyle
It was a very
changes?
similar lifestyle, adopting what were the CHIP principles.
Okay.
I actually discovered the CHIP program about 18 months after I made the changes myself and thought, yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
And it provides a way that we can take these principles and share them in the community.
Okay. All right, so the Complete Health Improvement Program began a few decades ago, didn't it, in the US under the...
Yeah, Dr. Hans Deal developed the CHIP program after working with Nathan Predigan.
as in the Predigan diet?
As in the Predigan diet. About 28 years ago now.
Okay.
Yeah, in the States. And then in 1996 they filmed sessions, which became the basis of the old CHIP program. And then 3 years ago we completely updated the CHIP program and produced the new CHIP material.
Okay. And in the process, the ownership of CHIP passed from the US to here in Australia, didn't it?
Correct. CHIP is now actually owned by the Seventh-day Adventist Church in the South Pacific.
Okay, but it's still available in America. And
still available in America, worldwide. I'm actually going to the Philippines in March to do some training for CHIP in the Philippines.
Okay, all right. Now, one interesting story about the CHIP program is New Zealand, where you were living previously before coming here to Australia. Can you tell us just a little bit about how the CHIP program looked in New Zealand and perhaps how it looks now, and what sort of impact that was making on communities there?
Yeah, look, we had some dramatic impact on communities in New Zealand. Had about 40 different communities in New Zealand running the CHIP program in their community, and saw some dramatic changes in those communities, from Maori communities up in the far north to farming communities, Hawara, to South New Zealand, Christchurch, Blenheim, and saw so many people have dramatic changes. I was talking to someone on Saturday who's lost 70 kilos doing the CHIP, 32-year-old. Lost 70 kilos from the CHIP program. Made an incredible difference in his life.
That is incredible. So can you just help us picture what, if I say I'm doing the CHIP program, what am I doing?
Okay, the key principle of the CHIP program is for people to adopt a whole food, plant-based diet, which means vegetarian, for want of a better term, and using those foods as close to grown as possible with minimal processing. And then getting exercise, drinking water, some stress management techniques.
Okay, but the program itself, it involves what sort of educational sessions in a group setting? The
program itself is 18 sessions, and each session consists of a 45-minute video presentation, and then some cooking demonstrations, group interaction, exercise classes, exercise components.
Okay. And aren't there also like health tests, like
correct,
medical people come in?
And at the start of the program, they do some health tests, people's height, weight, blood pressure, take some blood tests to see what their cholesterol's doing, their fasting plasma glucose, blood sugar levels are doing. And then 30 days later they repeat those tests, so people get very positive feedback about what's happening and the changes happening.
So it's a month-long program?
It's actually 3 months. The first month is intensive, and the second 2 months are a follow-up to help cement the behaviour changes.
Okay, all right. Now the research you've done is actually looking at the effectiveness of CHIP. I mean, it sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
on paper.
Yes.
But the fact
and
is,
lots of stories, but was it scientifically valid?
The fact is, I mean, here we are, towards the beginning of the year, and how are your New Year's resolutions going?
Yeah.
A lot of them involve diets, and we all know that we start and then we fail. And
right.
What sort of level of success does the CHIP program have? Don't just tell me the story of one person who lost weight. Like statistically, is it actually more successful than a New Year's resolution? You know what I mean?
And Kent, a couple of things were involved in the process, but essentially we looked at the results of 5,070 people who'd been through the CHIP program.
Okay.
Looked at the results before and after,
yep.
and saw dramatic changes, 11% drop in cholesterol. 45% of those who had fasting plasma glucose blood sugar levels indicative of type 2 diabetes no longer had blood sugar levels at the end of that, at the end of the 30 days. These results were published by the American Journal of Cardiology and the American College of Lifestyle Medicine. When they saw those results in that article, said they were the most clinically significant results ever published in the literature for lifestyle change. And this is not just 2 or 3 people, this is 5,000 people.
Yeah, and that's a reasonable sample size.
It's a very good sample size. The other thing we did was we went back to a town in New Zealand called Hawera, where we'd had 400 people do the program, and looked at 106 of them who'd done the program more than 4 years ago, on average of 4 years ago.
Okay, so this is sort of the longitudinal thing, the over time, okay.
And of those, they were still 3.5 kilos lighter than they were when they started their program. Their blood sugar levels were still better, their cholesterol levels were still significantly better 4 years later. And the British Medical Journal Open published those results.
Okay.
Because you'd normally expect people's weight to go up over a 4-year period, but it didn't. It stayed down.
Okay. Well, clearly you're a CHIP evangelist. I can see that.
No question about
it. You're very keen. Normally CHIP is provided in a church hall sort of setting, like people from the community pay the fees and they come in. Is it a sneaky evangelistic method though? Is this a way to turn people Adventist without realising that this is what's happening?
No, not at all. Look, Christ worked by healing anyone that came to him.
Yep.
10 lepers came to be healed. Only one of them came back again. And there's no record of the other 9 suddenly getting leprosy again. Christ provided that because that's what people need.
Sure.
We're in a society now where people desperately need these lifestyle changes that CHIP offers.
Sure.
So the Seventh-day Adventist Church has got on board with that. They're offering it as volunteers in the community, offering CHIP program to whoever wants to come along with no strings attached whatsoever.
Wow, well, that's incredible. So if I want to know more about the CHIP program, is there a website I can...
The website to go to is chiphealth.com. Go to chiphealth.com. You can find out where the nearest CHIP program is, locate CHIP. There's a whole pile of data there, all the scientific articles are up there, and you can go there and have a look, and chiphealth.com is the website. Thanks
very much, Paul. Really appreciate your help. Thanks for being here.
Thanks very much.
We'll see you after the break.